Hey guys, we're out here. We were trying to catch white bass. We heard that the males had been running through here. It's actually about 2 weeks early, but we had been trying to catch white bass. As soon as I got here, my little chest camera started going on the fritz, so I switched over to a El Cheapo Amazon special. So I'm not sure how the video quality is going to be on that little cheap camera. But we did not catch any white bass. There was one guy that caught a few that were teeny tiny, like 4 or 5 inches. So I think maybe later this week when it starts to warm up even more, they will be running hot. But Dad did get a surprise catch, and he had a worm out, just trying to catch anything that would bite, and he got a surprise catch on that worm. And I'm not sure how the video quality is going to be, but here it is. Are you serious? Oh, you got a big old drum. Ooh. That's a big drum.
They bite like a little perch.
Hold on, fella. Not too bad. You want your picture with him?
Yeah.
Smile. Let me take one this way. What do you want to do?
Well, if you feel like cleaning him, we'll keep him. If you don't, we'll throw him back.
I'd like to know what it tastes like.
Okay.
Let him go. Let's see what he weighs. 3.7. Alright guys, the drum was all we caught today, and I have never eaten one. I've used them for catfish bait numerous times, but Dad grew up eating drum, and I'm kind of curious to know what they taste like. He said he loved them back in the day, hadn't had one since he was probably a teenager, so those things are hard to kill. It is very important to dispatch your fish before you start hacking on them. What a horrible way it would be to go to have your side cut off while you're alive. But they are a hard fish to kill. But if you have a little monodoc, a little mini cubiton right between the eyes, that'll do the trick on most fish. This one they're pretty tough, guys. So, but he's ready to be cleaned, and I've never cleaned a drum before. I've only used him as cut bait. So we're gonna clean him up real quick and then fry him up and see how he tastes. There's ribs that go all the way down there. That is a bony fish. I've got a bowl of water here, and what I like to do, take some salt, give it a good dousing, and what that will do is draw any blood or bacteria that might be on the meat. It'll draw it out, and I'll let that soak for about 30 minutes, and then I will be ready to cook them. Alright, if you did not know this, you can actually go in a freshwater drum. Inside their head is what's called lucky pearls or lucky stones, and it's like, I don't know, there we go, it's like a hard rock, like a little pearl. So make those into earrings or necklace or whatever, and this is Dad's fish, so Dad'll get those. But see, they sound like a rock. But pretty cool thing if you are into that. Alright guys, we've let those soak in salt water, and there's pretty good looking fillets. I mean, they're pretty snow white. Nice size fillets. So what we're going to do now is take an egg, beat that egg real good. A lot of people that say they don't like a milk and egg wash because they say it makes their batter not stick, or their breading not stick. Generally that's because they haven't beat their egg well enough, and the white part of the egg gets all slimy, and that's why it won't stick. The whole idea behind using a milk and egg wash is to make it stick better. So that's what I like to do. I like my breading. So we're going to put a little splash of milk in with that. Mix her up good. Now, what I like to do is make my fillets like nugget size, little bite-sized pieces. Drop her in there. Alright, we've got our little nugget size pieces soaked in the milk and egg wash. What I like to use for breading is Andy's. Well, I don't know if you can see that with the light in here. Andy's yellow fish breading. It is my absolute favorite. I've used it on freshwater, saltwater, a little bit of everything, and it's just my favorite breading. Makes everything taste good. So what we do now is, I like doing them one at a time. Some people like doing these in a Ziploc baggie. I find if you do it one at a time, you get more batter on each fillet and they don't get as wet, and that way it sticks better. So we're going to do that with all of these and stick them in the Fry Daddy, and then we'll be ready to eat them. Ready! Don't that look good? As my grandma would say, Lord, we thank you for the good, and we thank you for the bad. I'm going to take this over to the table and try it out. Alright guys, moment of truth. It's more thick, like a steak, than a piece of fish. You can live off of it. I'm not real impressed. It's not that it's bad. It's just not my favorite. Try a thinner piece. Maybe. Do I have a thin piece? The thinner pieces kind of taste a little better. Those thick pieces, I'm not real big on thick fillets. It's like a steak. It's not bad. It's just a lot of people don't like white bass. I love white bass, but it's not my favorite fish. But this would be below white bass to me. The breading is delicious, but I'm just not real. If I was hungry, I would eat it. It's not horrible. It's not like a disgusting or anything. It's just not. It's definitely not a crappie or a catfish or a walleye. And to be honest, they are so hard to clean. If you have a better way of cleaning them, let me know in the comments, because I can do a limit of white bass in the time it took me to clean this one fish, or I could probably get through 6 or 7 eating sized channel cats in the time it took me to get through this. And when I went through the head to get the little pearls, I used my hunting knife, and my hunting knife goes through deer rib bones without skipping a beat. I can go through several deer before it has to be touched up, And I mean, it was hard to get through this fish with that knife. So even if this was delicious, I think unless somebody had a better, easier way of cleaning them, I don't think it would be worth it. Unless it was just like super, super delicious. But as it is, I'll eat it. But I would rather have a different fish. You might love it, I don't know. But for me, what do you think, Nipper? Nipper likes it. Moon, you're under there. Get you a smaller piece. There you go. And it's kind of rubbery. Some pieces are like, it's like eating a piece of calamari. And I fried it just the way I would fry any other fish. So I mean, it's done. I don't know. You guys try it. If you catch a drum, you may love these, but I really wish we would have caught white bass today, because they would have been a better meal. But you may love them. I'm not super impressed, and I love like any freshwater fish I've ever caught and cooked. But this one, not so much. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys eat drum? This is the first time I've ever eaten it. Dad used to eat it, and he said he loved it. Would cook it on the riverbank and just absolutely loved it. But I'm not real picky on food. I will eat about anything, but not super impressed. What do you guys think? Tell me, and if you know an easier way to clean them, let me know. Because I probably will not, if I catch any, I will not keep them to eat, unless, you know, Dad said he loved them, so he had a music thing tonight, he and Mom. Dad plays guitar, writes his own songs, so they had that, and he told me to cook it up and have it for myself, but unless he wants to try some later, I probably won't be keeping any more. But that's just my 2 cents. So let me know what you think. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, leave me a comment, and I will see you next time. Okay, one more thing before I end this video, guys. Dad just asked me if I cooked the drum and if I liked it, and I told him I did not care for it 1 iota, and he started laughing, and he said when he was a kid they would eat them because that's what they caught. That's what they caught, that's what they'd eat. But he did not like them nary a bit. So he pulled one over on me to try to get me to try something I had never eaten before. So there you have it. Old man 1, Jesse's 0. See you next time.